Hello and welcome to your 2018 Sagittarius Great Mother Speaks full moon reading. This year it is on May 29th. Great Mother speaks to those of us who are experiencing mama drama trauma. This deck and these readings are specifically designed to offer clarity, balance, and confirmation to those of us consistently and persistently experiencing abandonment or abuse from the mother or maternal figures that impact our lives today. This person could have abandoned us in childhood or could abandon us in adulthood through addictions or through death. This is not about blame or shame. This is about identifying how we feel as a distinct human being from the issues, unhealed issues, traumas imposed upon us in childhood. I am Tammy Taylor, an inner work life coach specializing in mama drama trauma condition, in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. Now, in cases where the mother is unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal, loving detachment is required. So we talk about that in the readings. We deal with mothers oftentimes who change like the phases of the moon, and so it's difficult for us to distinguish how we feel from our mothers. And so these lunar readings are designed to cultivate, to nurture, and to actually grow and evolve the space within us to have the ability to do that for ourselves. We look at the sidereal, the soul sign. So the sidereal moon sign, this full moon is in Scorpio, in the nakshatra of Anudra, that vivacious, creative, caring, stellar mansion in the sky that the moon will be in as it is reflecting the light of the sun in Taurus in the nakshatra, the beautiful, enhancing, gracious Rohini, this composure riddled, compassionate, devoted, noble energy of the sun. So we look at the soul astrology, the sidereal, to ascertain that soul space. So if you are Sagittarius, that means that more than likely your sidereal sign is in Scorpio, making this your first house, and also your halfway mark of your lunar new year. Be sure to check out in the playlist your lunar new year readings if that hasn't happened for you yet. Stay tuned, because every new moon marks the lunar new year for your new moon sign. So the Taurus lunar new year readings have just been posted, and the Geminis will be coming up. Of course, that is Taurus Gemini with the Taurus in the sidereal. Now, these are posted according to your Western. If you're new with us, want to be sure that you understand that the full moon in terms of Great Mother is really focusing on really paying attention to what those new moon intentions were that you set. We've been doing some readings that focused on those new moon wishes. Great Mother offered 5. It suggested that 10 be a maximum. Want to do some research on that? Go to greatmotherspeaks.info/vlog to see what those suggested new moons readings have been for the last 2 months. We're going to kind of move away from that. As you practice on your own, you gain your own rhythm, you gain your own stance of understanding how that energy works. These readings will make a lot more sense to and for you. With this full moon, we're really looking at the cleansing, purification aspect of what has come forward as a result of your new moon intentions. And so again, you might want to check out what those suggested ones were if you did not set them by Great Mother, and to see what is coming up in your internal life at this particular time as this full moon in Scorpio Sagittarius purifies, cleanses, and really tests the mutual feelings that you have. Now, mutual feelings have to do with, of course, our personal and professional relationships. With the moon reflecting the sun, it's always on the opposing sign that we find that solar energy. So the sun now is in that Taurus and the sidereal Gemini in the Western. So your moon sign attraction will naturally be to someone with that Taurus, Gemini, Sidereal, Western axes. Of course, the Western astrology has to do with our emotional ego energy. Western astrology is an earth-centric astrology, and we do the reading from that place to have a conscious hit from what Great Mother is saying from that deeper space, and you find what resonates best with you. So, with no further ado, here are your May full moon readings from Great Mother Speaks. Cancer, Leo moon people, this full moon in Scorpio Sagittarius is 5th 11th house energy for you. So the moon is in your 5th house. That is a very energetically creative house for you. It has to deal with self-expression and just having fun, just wanting to have fun in life. Maybe some of you are dating. It's kind of the spring, summer season for that. And so that's where that internal space is for you. And the sun is in your 11th house. And so with the full moon, the sun is reflected by the moon, and this Taurus Gemini energy in your 11th house is all about that kind of communicating in a very grounded way to people in your close groups, networks, cliques, even your public image, trying to reground that in new ways perhaps. And you want to check the links below because you may be Leo in the sidereal as well, but most of you are Cancer, and so that Cancer moon in the sidereal means that with this 5th house energy in Scorpio, it's in the nakshatra of Anudra, very vivacious, creative, and caring energy, reflecting the sun in Taurus in your 11th house, and the sidereal in the beautiful and compassionate Rohini. You're approaching this full moon, Cancer, Leo moon people, with an energy of Moses. And so this is kind of a gut chakra energy. The gut chakra is ruled by Mars. And so we have that Scorpio energy there. And it's an energy that also is an Aries energy. But because we're talking about Scorpio in your sidereal moon at this time in the nakshatra of Anudra, you're approaching this Moses gut chakra, first quarter moon energy, learning and living the law with a very creative, caring, and vivacious nature. You're sincerely wanting to align your ego and your soul in a way that will allow for a genuine, authentic self-expression. You want to creatively share yourself with people, and you're purifying this process in which you have done it in the past. You're wanting to do it in a new way. You're not quite seeing how, but you want to understand. You want to understand how to do that, and you're trusting your gut to show you the way. The transformative opportunity for you in doing that is Sheila Nagig. That's a waxing crescent heart chakra card. It's ego soul communication is heart chakra. Heart chakra is ruled by Venus, that Taurus Libra energy. And so we have that Taurus sun in the sidereal. Of course, we talk about chakras. We're talking about sidereal Vedic Jyotish astrology. And so the sun is in Taurus in the sidereal, that 11th house energy. And so that Taurus in Rohini, that beautiful, compassionate, really devoted openness that you are expressing, or that you have an opportunity to express and to transform, this real desire to change how you communicate to people, is scary. But you're supported by this energy that's going to allow these people in your cliques, maybe your cousins, maybe close family that you hang out with, maybe people at work that you hang out with, networks that you're involved with, maybe social networks. It's going to allow them to see you in a loving way, to see you as considering your communication, in a loving, noble way, that you're not just, you don't have to worry about being perceived as uncaring or unthinking at this particular time during this full moon, because these energies are showing us that your gut is really aligning with this authenticity, and your heart is either opening to it or it hasn't quite opened to it, but that is the transformative opportunity available to you in order to reground your communication in the way that you envision for yourself. Don't overlook the fact that this heart chakra energy that you're envisioning for yourself with the sun shining in Taurus that's reflecting this beauteous, compassionate, composed, devoted light is giving you light in the darkness of this new moon energy. I wouldn't be surprised if Great Mother had new moon wishes for you back on the 15th of May, 2 weeks ago, that had to do with you kind of learning to trust this new sense of communication and wanting to pursue this new sense of direction, because she doesn't want you to overlook that you do have the inner wisdom to follow through on that. There is a reason that you're feeling like it's time to change, and there's the support for you to do that with Tara as the centering card in the waning gibbous third eye card. This is all about you wanting to share what you've learned. You're wanting to go back to a place. And so maybe this clique, this group of people are from your past. Maybe you're going to a high school reunion. Maybe you're going to a family reunion. Maybe this clique is meeting on an annual conference or something, and you're really wanting to share something different about yourself. Cancer, Leo, Moon people, you're wanting to have fun, you're wanting to be creative, and Great Mother is saying that you are centering yourself. If you haven't already centered yourself, just remember that in order to do so, concentrate body, mind, and spirit on what's coming through for you as what you're wanting to share. Maybe you're wanting to share something about an experience that you've had, maybe mama drama trauma, and that now you have a new insight about your life. You might not say in particular the details about mama drama trauma, but because you have learned so much about self-love and spiritual independence, you are wanting to share those lessons, maybe young people in your family, nephews, nieces, maybe people again in your business networks, and maybe in the business and the work that you do. It might have something to do with children, and you're wanting to be invested in a new project or change your self-image so that you will be considered to be a part of those projects. And so this is a new awareness. You're wanting to leave a state of mind that you've been in for a while and traverse a new arena. You want to enter a new field, whether it's a new career or, like I said, in the same job, but doing something different. You want to be seen as someone capable of doing something different. If it's a personal relationship, you want to be seen as someone who's open to learning, but you're not quite clear about how to do that. Great Mother wants you to trust that you do have the inner wisdom to guide you each and every step. And that inner wisdom is that intuitive voice. And for you, that's coming from Cancer. So most of you will have Cancer as your sidereal. Check the links below. You may be Leo in the sidereal as well. And so check and see which video resonates most with you. But with the Cancer and the sidereal for most, that's ruled by a Great Mother Moon. And so your intuitive voice is very strong. It's very clear. You do trust it for the most part anyway. And she's telling you continue to trust it, because in your shadow position is the law of mystery and divine order. You may not be distinguishing the difference between physically acting on something to reground yourself and consciously acting on something. Great Mother speaks to our internal space, our inner space, our intuition, and our feelings. And so when this card appears, this Yang card in third quarter moon, releasing, letting go, forgiving, let go of anything that's keeping you from adhering or aligning with the law of mystery. There's a mystery to life, and there isn't always a need to act. So the shadow position is saying you feel that you need to act on something right now, and Great Mother's coming through and she's saying to you, Cancer, Leo, Moon people, the action is simply trusting your inner knowing, trusting what that ego soul communication has been, that heart chakra's ego soul communication, trusting what that has been for you and consciously allowing that to permeate in your inner space. So in other words, allowing that inner knowing to filter your attitudes, to filter your beliefs, which will then impact the behavior. So the focus is on beliefs, attitudes, and your emotions, and letting what those awarenesses are that have been coming to you be the guide, be the directive that is going to catalyze this release, this forgiveness, and letting go. That's in your shadow position. You may feel like you need to physically act on something, and you will. That's why you're feeling that way. That's the Western astrology. That Leo is ready to go. That sun, Leo is ruled by the sun. And so your emotional state is the sun. It's active, okay? It's physical. It wants to do something, that great father energy. But your internal space, that Cancer, is lunar. And so she's really emphasizing that might be a blind spot for you, because you do have strong intuition, but she's really wanting to emphasize that the action, the yang energy that's needed now is the conscious integration of what you know. Because what you're dancing with is fear. You don't want to miss the opportunity to act in this situation in the way that you are feeling that you need to at this time. And you perhaps don't want to make a mistake. This is first quarter root chakra energy, Kali. And so Great Mother is saying that you are kind of dancing back and forth between that kind of Leo Cancer energy, and that intuitive energy that's lunar, and that emotional energy that's solar. And it's probably causing, some kind of misalignment and disruption within yourself as far as, how do I move forward with this new way that I am learning to live the law? The law is ego soul communication, and trusting that. Well, she's saying that recognize that there is a fear that you're dancing with to trust what you are intuiting. Okay, and so she's saying allow that internal emotional space to expand enough for that intuition to center you, and release the fear that you already intuitively know is going to cause you to be reborn. You're going to resurrect from a past way of being into a new way of being, and you don't quite know what that is, and you're desiring it, but you're still kind of afraid. Okay, so what is my life going to be like after this? And so people start looking at me like the one that can implement these new changes, to express these new things that I've learned and that I'm sharing. Then what? Well, Great Mother is always about being. Lunar energy is where we are, and right now we are in the Scorpio Sagittarius full moon, May 29th, and we're being in that space. We're working with that lunar phase energy, and Great Father is about doing. And so the sun is in Taurus Gemini. So what is the sun doing? The sun is wanting to ground itself, Taurus, in its values, Taurus, through communicating. And so you're wanting to communicate these things, and this is for you 11th house energy to your close cohorts with regard to your public image, and you know that that's going to cause a rebirth. You know that's going to cause a regeneration and a resurrection of who you are now to a new person. And she's saying let go of that old person, because there's a divinity, there's a higher self that is wanting to come through from that Cancer energy. There is a higher sense of who you are and what you're about that has propelled you to be in this space of really not knowing where to go forward, but being passionate about wanting to, okay? So what's going to facilitate this is getting into that Leo emotional energy of having fun. Don't forget, that is your native emotional space. You are Leo moon. So don't forget, you are about having you some fun. And just remember that this passion has been propelled by a desire of yours to enjoy your work more, if it's a work networking group, to have a more authentic connection with your family, a more fun connection. It may be with a mate or some other compassion, and you've been wanting to kind of, shake things up, wanting to do something a little bit different, and it's coming through. You might not have every single detail, and for you, that's not so much important as it is you don't want to lose face. The pleasure principle focuses us on where are we going as we cross the bridge. Are we crossing the bridge going over water out of fear? Water is emotion. Bridge is going from one place to another. So are we leaving one emotional place and going to another and we're crossing over fear? Or are we leaving a place out of joy and crossing emotional joy to another and we're going to enter in joy? What is the motivator? And it looks to me like your motivation is really all about being open to this, even though you're kind of, on the fence about it. There's the law of mystery and divine order that's causing this fear, and Great Mother is acknowledging that, but she's saying that that's all part of living and learning the law. You are learning to balance that energy, that ego soul energy that you have expressed here with the heart chakra in Sophia, your inner wisdom, and Sheila Nagig, that openness to doing it anyway. Isn't that the definition of courage? Being afraid and doing it anyway. That pleasure principle, that second chakra energy for you is all about what those values are. So stay focused on really what it is that you're valuing now in your life that is different than what it was, almost a year ago. That total solar eclipse that happened at the end of your Leo sun and Cancer Leo moon on the 21st of 2017 is almost coming up to a year in the next couple of months. And you are a different person. That affected you the most. And so here you are with all this new internal space energy, and like a new baby, you're walking out on it. You're centering yourself in it. And Great Mother is reminding you to have fun as you do it. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your rebirth. Enjoy your rebirth. The collective consciousness of the entire cosmos has been supporting you to do it. Leo is in the North Node. Okay, and so it's Cancer is in the North Node in the Sidereal. So you go for it. You go, Cancer Leo moon people. Your outcome is the Ankh. The Ankh is that third eye, double yin, single yang card that's about that intuitive space, acting on that intuitive space. So your outcome is you're going to do it. You're going to honor the law of ego form and manifestation. There is a reason that you have incarnated here, and you're starting to really feel that in your soul and act upon it. This is a beautiful Sagittarius full moon reading for you in your 5th and 11th houses. People around you will be so appreciative of your courage in your rebirthing and your openness that they haven't seen in you in this way before. I'm so excited for you, and that this is so authentic to your natural emotional space of enjoying your life. Now, remember that through this process, Great Mother truly loves you, is always available, as well as any personal reading that you would like to get a more detailed sense of your own personal journey. But above all and most of all, thank you for watching. Great Mother loves you, and I do too. For more information about Mama Drama Trauma, visit mamadramatrauma.info.